This is Jody Spain, and this is my final speech, speech number 3. It's a persuasive speech, and I chose to do competition versus cooperation, and it's going to be dealing with sports towards the two. So here we go. Introduction. When you are comparing competition and cooperation, there is a big difference between the two. In this speech, I'm going to help persuade your choice on whether you think competition is better than cooperation or vice versa. I grew up as a very competitive person, always competing against my brother and friends, so you can probably guess which direction I'm going to persuade you in. But saying that, I'm also going to look at both sides and tell you the pros for both competition and cooperation, then tell you which one I prefer and why it's a better choice than the other. Body. I will start with cooperation sports. A. Why cooperation is a win for everybody. 1. The main difference between competition and cooperation is that in cooperation, everyone wins and nobody loses. 2. Children play with one another rather than against one another, thus eliminating the fear of failure or losing. And 3. Cooperation games or sports can reaffirm a child's confidence by allowing the game to be fun and everyone wins. That way, no kid gets the fear of not wanting to play sports later on because he might lose or not be good enough. Now I'll move on to B, which is types of cooperation games you can play so the children can have fun. One game is called Hug Tag. This is an old-fashioned tag, except for a player to remain safe, he or she must be hugging another player or players to avoid being tagged. Kind of like freeze tag, whenever you tag someone and they're frozen until another person comes and tags them that's not frozen. Okay. Number 2 is a watermelon split. In this game, children get into pairs and pass the watermelon from one pair to the next through a zigzag course until reaching the table where at the end they split it open and eat, and everyone gets to enjoy it, and it's fun. Number 3, now understand that those are made for children, and cooperative games, you might wonder what kind of games could be for adults, and 2 examples would be co-ed slow pitch softball. I enjoy playing slow pitch softball. It's fun, and when I'm not playing baseball, I like to just go have fun and play slow pitch softball. Another is cooperative volleyball. Kind of the same thing, just in a volleyball aspect. Now moving on to Roman numeral 2, competition sports. A. Why competition prepares the so-called athlete to be. 1. If you're wanting to make your kid a great athlete when he or she gets older, competition sports can help them going in that direction. 2. Competition in sports involve trying to beat or win against someone or a team, which in conclusion help them gain athleticism and competitive nature that leads to becoming a great athlete in whatever they choose to do. 3. For me, growing up, all I ever did was compete, and I think that's exactly why I'm the athlete I am today, because I gained great skill by trying to be better than other people and be the best I could be. Moving on to B, types of competitive sports. First type is individual sports. This can involve archery or some kind of shooting sports. Skeet shooting, any kind of shooting that's just where an individual is competing. And 2 is the dual sports, such as doubles tennis or golfing with a partner in a skins game, something like that with a partner. 3, and last, is team sports competition, which everyone knows what this is: football, baseball, soccer, cricket, basketball, anything that involves a team competing against another team. And Roman numeral 3 is why competition is better than cooperation. So as you can tell, I've chosen competition over cooperation. Now I'll tell you why I've chosen that. A. It's the only way I was raised. Okay, 1. A lot of people aren't raised to be competitive, but so many more are. Saying that, I believe competition is better because what would we be without competitive sports? 2. If there weren't any competitive sports, we wouldn't get to watch professional athletes on TV. And saying that, we wouldn't get to go after our dreams if they were to be a professional athlete. 3. In cooperation, everyone wins, right? Well, what happens when they get older and try to compete for a spot on the football team and don't make it? Then they are told that they aren't going to make it. They may not understand why, and what they have been told all along is wrong, because when it comes to competitive sports, winning is a job in itself. Now, my conclusion. Kids today are learning more and more to become competitive at an early age. This is great, and I will teach my kids the same. I think to some point it is very good to be cooperative, but as time goes on, they need to learn to compete against other players and people to get used to what they will face in school. For me, competitive sports have gotten me where I am today, playing baseball for a college program. I love competing not only against the teams we play, but the person at my position. I want to outplay him every way possible. Although you can become so competitive that losing makes you angry and can sometimes make you throw a fit, but that is what makes winning so much better. You know you just accomplished what you wanted to do, and that the hard work has paid off. That is something you will never receive through cooperation and cooperative sports. So that is why I think competition is better than cooperation. And that concludes my speech. Thank you for listening.